Friends and family, welcome to my video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Today, I'm getting ready for work and I want to talk about this I Have Found Jesus, Kanye West and Joel Olsteen collaboration. Okay, I just happened to watch the video of the whole 2 hour production thing at Joel Olsteen's church just last night, and it was a show. It was a show for sure. And reading some of the comments on that video about how some folk are saying, everybody can find Jesus and, it's a good thing kind of thing. And of course, there will be those skeptics that will say, Kanye West is doing this just for show. And it's interesting to me. It's very interesting. I am a Christian, and in my opinion, if you have found Jesus, that's wonderful for you. You don't have to go all over the news, as I saw later on, telling people you found Jesus. You can do philanthropic things, good gestures and good things without announcing it to the world that look at me and look what I'm doing and things like that. But anyway, I guess these are famous people, and so they are just doing what they do and trying to let everybody know their business. And then at the end of that, they'll be upset that people are all in their business. I don't understand it. But anyway, I digress. So I'm watching this whole thing, and it's long. I am skipping sessions because I'm like, dude, I don't have all day, right? So he did some preaching, talking about, I think that the production was called Jesus is King. And, talking about who Jesus is and, what Jesus does, those kinds of things, And I don't know. I started to wonder, is this one of his emotional, I don't want to call it an outburst, but his emotional roller coaster things where he's at a high right now and, very excited about something. And so he wants the world to, know. Or is it a phase? Is it a phase that's going to pass? I don't know. But this is the thing. I feel a relationship with Jesus is something that is, yes, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. But I don't know. I also don't think it's something that I want to make a production of. Not that I could if I wanted to, because we're not of that celebrity status. Neither do we want to be. But your life should show it. Point blank period. Your life should be evident. Should be evidence of your faith, in my opinion. I don't have to go and stand on a hill and announce it to the world, although sometimes I do feel like it because I get so excited about what, Jesus did for us. By the way, I have a moisturizer under my eyes to help reduce the puffiness. So that's some of the stuff, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, why does it have to be a production that you are now born again? Why does it have to be something that you have to, make a huge deal out of? With this concert thing, finding a mega church like Joel Osteen's church to, to display, in my opinion, to display what your newfound, I don't know what it's called, self-worth, faith, whatever it is that he is saying. So I was like, okay. But at the same time, I mean, you do get excited, when you're at that point where you see the hand of God in your life from the beginning, even when you didn't acknowledge him. And he still, orchestrated certain things in your life that have become visible to you, and you're like, wow. Even then, even when I wasn't proclaiming, his goodness, even when I wasn't acknowledging his presence, he still took care of me. He still made sure that I was okay. He still loved me. And that sometimes you do want to shout, on the rooftops and let everybody know. But the whole ordeal with the, choir thing, I don't know if you guys saw it. And I will try to find the links and put it in here later. The whole choir thing, I don't know if he picked the choir or there's an existing choir that he wanted to work with. So, he got them there. I don't know. But that was quite a big choir. And they displayed, how it is, a typical black church choir that, the dancing and the very, I don't know how to say it, very emotional, very animated, if you've been to a black church, you'll see that. And that's the kind of stuff that they were doing. Very coordinated, very, very entertaining. But I was just wondering why this big, thing. Now that you found, Jesus, it's like, I'm like, dude, okay. To me, a relationship with Jesus is very personal. Unless I'm a preacher, unless you're a preacher. And I think, in a way, we are all evangelists, but such a huge production. And supposedly, so this is in Joel Olsteen's church, and they had tickets. And usually our church does this when we're doing a production. The tickets are not for sale. They're given to you just so that they can have a count of how many people are coming in, because there are fire codes that they have to adhere to. So there are tickets, same thing, for that production that Kanye West did. But people took those free tickets and sold them for upwards of $500. I had a huge problem when I heard that. I'm like, what in the world? This is what almost paganizes, Christianity. You know what I mean? And I don't know what Kanye has to say about that, or if he said anything about it, but I don't want to say offended, but more like disgusted, I should say, that, they had to do the right thing. They did have to have tickets because they have to control how many people get in there. Because if a fire breaks out or whatever it is, and it was over capacity, first of all, they can be fined. Joel Olsteen's church will be fined. They'll have to pay a fine for going over their capacity. And it is risky. It's human lives in there. If something happens and they have to rescue folks. So I was a little disturbed about that. But let me know what you think. I'm just, getting ready for work and just trying to chit chat with you guys. Just trying to understand why the big production. And one of the things was the songs that were sang, a lot of them were songs that already exist. It wasn't songs that he created. They rearranged them. The choir, it was good. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It was good. And then Kanye came in with some singing, totally off tune, off key, but his heart was so much in it, it was almost cute. But at the same time, I'm like, you don't have to be the one singing it. You can have somebody else sing it. It could be your words, but you can have someone else singing it to make it sound good. Because me, the way that I am, something like that is distracting. I'm trying to focus on the words, but the fact that the singing is off key and that pitch wasn't right, I was like, dude, sit down. But his heart was so much in it. He was, enjoying himself, but it was also, in my mind, from what I was looking at, very much of a production. You know what I mean? Very much of a, look at me kind of thing. But I guess that's what all these celebrities do. You know, they look at me kind of thing. I'm like, that's not what it's supposed to be though, dude. That's really not what it's supposed to be. But anyway, he also proceeded to rap in some of the songs. And I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the video, I'm watching him, and I'm like, wait, his hand was out like this. And the microphone was here, and his hand was like this. So I'm thinking, okay, he's doing some of those rappers kind of thing, you know, like that. But then his hand was kind of still, and he was looking there. So as the camera comes in, dude is reading the words of the rap lyrics from his phone. I'm sorry. I couldn't. That right there, I'm like, okay, if you wrote these, and it takes a while for rap, you know, to you know, I guess memorize, because it's probably a lot of lyrics and whatnot, a lot of rap lyrics, whatever you call it. But to me, you coming to stand there and read it from your phone, you are unprepared. You are unprepared, and if you're coming here to proclaim, you know, your newfound, whatever you want to call it, and you're not prepared and you're actually reading the lyrics, I'm sorry. I had a little bit of a problem with that. I'm like, who's forcing you to do this? Who's forcing you to do this, that you have to come and stand there and read from your phone? Don't do that. I felt a little bit disrespected. I felt a little bit like if I were sitting there and if I had been one of those that had been suckered into buying a ticket for $500 and you standing there reading the lyrics of your phone, it would be a little bit of a problem for me, just a little bit. But I mean, I understand he is excited. He wants to share and proclaim the good news, you know, but do your fit. I don't know. I'm just like, it was a production. It was very, very much of a production. And I am just not a big fan of that kind of thing. If it was a church that he already was going to, which is possible because supposedly he has conversations with Joel Olsteen and things like that, I get it, but come and share your testimony and then sit down, okay? That's all I'm saying. And let those that sing, let those that, you know, minister through worship, let them do their job. And you just sit down. Just share your testimony and sit down. I did see him sharing, I don't even want to say it's his testimony, but he was, you know, again, he had a platform and he was talking. I think that they had the sign up there, like Jesus is King. And he was talking there. I'm like, okay, there's nothing he said that sounded profound to me. There's nothing he said I hadn't heard before from somewhere. But he was very much into it. And I don't want to say it was entertaining, but I was like, okay. It's like a child who has found a new toy and they get really, really, really excited about it, and they're pointing out things to you that are very visible. You've already seen it, you already know it, and they're pointing it out to you as if it's, you know, a revelation to you. So anyway, but I understand his excitement. I just wasn't for the production situation. I didn't care for it, but it is what it is. But I just wanted to, you know, share that with you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen it, you know, but I will look for the links and try to put them in my video below. And then you can watch it for yourself and let me know what you think. But yes, I am glad if he truly has found Jesus and it is not some kind of an emotional outburst situation. I think that's great. But I have seen a lot of celebrities that you know are Christians, and just in the way that they behave and the way they speak, you know they're Christians. They're not standing on a big sound stage doing a big production and all this and all that, you know. But to each his own. And so you all have a blessed week, and I will see you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.